I know what you're thinking, he's got a card on the table, this must be a prediction effect. Yeah, you're right, it is a prediction effect, but I know that a lot of you guys out there love these type of tricks. And I want to show you this one because I think it's such a strong convincer that you're going to like this. The prediction card is on the table to begin with, and you'll keep that in full view. That's your premonition of something that's about to happen. In all fairness, you bring in a deck of cards and you can shuffle them, you can show them. If I can just get the camera to try and pick up these. In fact, if I just spread them along here so you can actually see them. Now it's a shame that I can't really zoom in closer, but if you were here you could look at every card. There are 52 playing cards in there. In fact, I've just seen the jokers as well, so let's just get rid of those. So we don't want the jokers because I don't want you to choose one of those. There's the other one there. So 52 cards you can choose from. What I'm going to do is to deal cards as freely and deliberately as I can onto the table like this. This is your choice, not mine. I just want you to call stop at any point. Trust me, you get a free choice. Just call stop. Stop there. You're happy there, or do you want the one I'm about to deal? Really push this because you want them to have 100% free choice of any playing card in the pack. They want this one. Yeah. You put that to one side like that. Now they could have had any of these cards here, and I'm just going to spread these so they can see that they had a free choice. And they could have had any of these cards here, and I'll try and spread them so the camera can pick up all of the cards in there. 51 different playing cards they had a choice of. They went for this one. Remember my premonition card here. You're not going to believe this, but my card was the two of diamonds, and the card that you chose was also the two of diamonds. A total prediction of cards. Here's the tutorial for this very powerful card trick where a premonition comes true. Now, I would use this either as an opener or a closer because it does use a fake deck of cards, but not a full deck of fake cards, so you can go on and do other tricks with some of the other cards. But let me just clear this up for you. It uses a very special deck of cards. Let me show you that first of all about 2/3 of the pack are just regular. There's nothing odd about these whatsoever. These are just regular playing cards from a red-backed deck. So they're just normal. My prediction card is going to be the two of diamonds. It'll always be the two of diamonds, and there's a reason for that. Because if you look at these red-back cards, they may look normal on the back, but these are what are called the Monte Cristo deck. Now, magicians who have been around a few years will know exactly what this deck is. It's a common trick deck among magicians. They're quite expensive to buy, but I always wanted one, and I bought this probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Eventually got round to buying it after all the years of wanting a pack. And you can use this in loads of various packet effects and other card tricks as well. The Monte Cristo deck, if you can get hold of a pack of these, keep them in your drawer. They really are useful. For those that are not familiar with the Monte Cristo deck, what is it? Well, if I show you, every card is a two of diamonds. In fact, if I spread these, can you see that they're all twos? Two of diamonds, two of diamonds, two of diamonds. However, look at the index up here. If I spread them this way, they're all different regular cards. So the way the card is made up, if I show you this one, the whole card is the false card, the 2 of diamonds, except for this one index number in the corner, in dice or whatever you want to call it, just up here. Okay, and that's the same for all of them. 2 of diamonds, but this says the 4 of hearts. This one says the 3 of clubs. And that's how the Monte Cristo deck is used. And I was always impressed with this when Paul Daniels, the late great Paul Daniels, did a trick with a diary. And he spread a pack of cards across the table to show that they were 52 different cards. He then spread them face down, and the spectator had a choice of any single card. And they pulled it out. They then flicked open a diary, and on that particular day's date, the day that they were doing the trick, there was the name of a card, and it happened to be the card that the spectator had just chosen from 52 cards. What I did notice was that when Paul Daniels picked up the card and showed it, he showed it like that, where he was covering this down here. It was then that I realised that he was using the Monte Cristo deck. But that's just one example. Get a pack of these, you can make up loads of different tricks. You don't have to use the whole deck. And that's what I'm doing here. Anyway, back to the trick. So that's how the trick works, because I've got a stack of, say, 15, 18 cards here, something like that, that I've taken from the Cristo deck. I then looked at all of the indexes, the 4 of spades, the 8 of hearts, 7 of clubs, and I've removed those from a regular deck so we don't get a duplicate. What I do is I take the cards, there's my false cards, I put the whole pack on top, and then I take a few and put them to the bottom. So what I've done, I've sandwiched in between the regular cards my stack of false cards. Now I always remember which way up this should be, and you can do this quite easily. I tend to use one of the playing cards, like this 7. If this pip here is at this end, I know that I'm safe to spread the cards to show all the different indexes. If it was round this way, so it's at the bottom, I would inadvertently show a stack of 2 of diamonds, which would give the whole trick away. So I tend to use that as my marker on there. I put these in the box in the correct orientation. Here's my prediction card, just the 2 of diamonds that matches my false card there. Blue back, that can go on the table to begin with. Put it in a wallet or something like that. You remove the cards. If you want to, you can give the cards a shuffle and cut. It doesn't really make any difference as long as you keep that stack in position. Once you've done that, I can turn the cards over side on. I'm looking at my 7, it's pointing upwards, so I know that it's the correct orientation. I can spread the cards like this. Now the beauty of this, they can sit there for 10 minutes and study this. There are 52 different cards in this spread, so they really are not going to see anything untoward on there. You square the pack up and you turn it end for end. What I want to do is to turn it over end for end, and you'll see why in a moment, okay? Because that'll put the indexes at the other end, which is what I want for the final revelation. So once you've done this, you turn this end for end. You're then going to start to deal cards down onto the table. Now we know that these first few are just regular cards, and you say, look, I'm going to deal these cards onto the table like this, and you keep talking until you get to where your false cards are. By the time I've got to here, I've said, I want you to stop me at any time. No one's going to interrupt you while you're talking. So until you stop talking, then you've got 18 cards. To be honest, if you find you've got someone that's pretty awkward, you could always say, well, let's pick out a couple. I'll show you that in a moment. So you deal these down. Now, what I'm dealing down are all my false cards. So they get to say stop at any point. Do it slowly and deliberately. If you do it too quick, then they might wait to get right down past the false cards. But if you do it slowly, they're bound to say stop at a card before you run out. Okay. So if they say stop here, give them a choice of this one, really push this. Which one? Now say if they want this one, you put that down over here. Now they have chosen the false, but the index that we don't want to see is here. That's why we turned the pack end for end. This one here. The way the cards are now, you're going to turn them end for end again, so you could pick up these, turn them end for end and spread them to show what they could have had. You do the same for these, turn them end for end and spread them. Of course, don't spread right down here because you'll show the false cards, but that's how you do that. They're now seeing 51 cards out of choice of. Now what I tend to do is take my prediction card and just use it to turn over their card and my card and lay it like this. That hides that little index there of the 8 of hearts. You could, if you want to, just pick up this and have your finger cover this, so you could just go like that.